Hello, welcome to the very last shipment of the Tristan and Isolde Yarn Club. I know I can't believe that this is the end, but it is really only the end of this chapter of the journey for me because, as you can see, I'm still working on designs from the previous Yarn Club installments. This is my Cave of Lovers scarflet. It's a little on the short side. I used the full skein of yarn, but it actually ended up being longer than I anticipated it being, so that was fun. I was able to get another full wrap with it, but I also did these fun accessories with it. I made them out of bronze, which is what the door to the Cave of Lovers is made from, and I included crystal in here as well because their bed in the Cave of Lovers was made of crystal, so that was just a fun way to kind of bring it all together in this little project, and it's really yummy. This is Camelot, and it was from a couple of shipments ago, so that was fun to do, and I'm working on the pattern that should be released soon, and I am excited to get started on this one because I think I have a plan in mind already. Are you ready to see what we've got? Yes, I know I peaked again. I've been bad. I can't help it, y'all. I can't help it. But I haven't read everything and all that good stuff. So let's take a look inside the bag and see what we've got. Notes first, even though I know she's going to tell me to open the box, or open the bag. Howdy, she says. It's finally here, the last shipment of the Tristan and Isolde Yarn Club. I'm sad that it's over, but I truly hope you've enjoyed exploring this love story as well as a number of yarn bases and colors over the past 9 months. You know what? I really have. This has been such a fun adventure, and I really hope to do it again one of these days. I need some time to breathe, but I'm excited to do it again. I really enjoyed trying all the different bases too, and the color surprises are fun as well. So, all right, let's see here. Oh, here's the spoiler warning. Open the bag before you read further. Okay. Are you ready? This is the last one, y'all. Ta-da! This fun little skein is called Together at the Last, which means Tristan and Isolde are finally going to get together at the end. Sounds ominous, doesn't it? I think it is. So this yarn is called Tristan, and it is a 100% superwash merino sport weight yarn, and it is a variegated yarn, so this is different from what we've seen from Karen in the past, but it's kind of cool. It's different. Different is good because it challenges my brain. So I'm excited to try something with this. Before we go further though, let's read her notes and see what she says. All right, spoiler warning. I love this base, she says. It's enjoyable to work with and has an excellent stitch definition. Although most of you don't have enough to do so, it's a fantastic sweater yarn. Tristan is up for pretty much anything you'd like to do with a sport weight yarn. The real challenge comes in the color for this month. It's not a solid color, therefore intricate stitch patterns might get a little lost. The way I dyed the yarn, the color distribution is random, so swatching your specific skeins is the best way to figure out how the colors work together. I know this color is more variegated than usual, and I tried to use a more solid color, but the story inspiration just wasn't having it. If you've bought a skein of Tristan this year that is marked Quest, most likely you got one of the experiments I did for the Yarn Club. 4 different color experiments at least were just not right for the final color, and there may have been others, so lots of experimentation in this one. So why did I choose this color combo? Another spoiler warning, we have to read the story first. So let's see what else is inside along with our yarn. Yummy. Cool. Okay, so here's our story. We've got 2 cards and, oh, a little notepad. Cool. Notepad. All right, so bring this right here. All right, 9A and B. Are you ready to hear the end of this, I suspect, very sad story? Tristan spends a great deal of time with his brother-in-law, most likely to avoid spending time with his wife. The two go to tournaments and travel throughout the country together. One day, they come upon another knight traveling quickly toward them. After exchanging greetings, they learn the knight's lady has been taken from him. This knight begs Tristan to help rescue the lady, and they ride to the castle, seemingly leaving Caden behind. The enemy knight has 6 brothers, and Tristan and his new companion fight all 7 men. Although the 7 enemies are killed, so is the other knight, and Tristan is wounded, struck through his thighs by a poison lance. Poison again, man. He is able to make it home, but as with his other encounter with a poison wound, no doctor is able to heal him. He knows he will die if he is not able to find some way to bring his true Isolde to him so she can heal him of this poison. Tristan decides to tell Caden the truth about Isolde and ask for his help. Isolde of the White Hands, who has never been treated as a true wife by Tristan, listens in on the conversation and finds out about Tristan's love for the other Isolde. Bum bum ba-dum. Tristan sends Caden on a mission to seek Isolde and get her to return to bring Tristan a cure, whether by means of an actual cure or just the cure of her lips. He sends Caden with the ring he had gotten from Isolde at their final parting so she will know Caden's words are true. Their plan is to bring Isolde back under the guise of a healer, so Isolde of the White Hands never suspects the woman is actually Tristan's true love. Caden is instructed to bring 2 sails with him, one white and one black. If Isolde agrees to return, Caden is to use the white sail, so Tristan will know she's on board. If Isolde refuses to come, Caden is to use the black sail. Isolde of the White Hands has heard everything. The love she bore for Tristan and the sorrow she had over their lack of physical intimacy turns to bitter hatred. She pretends she has heard nothing and everything is the same, but inside she fosters ideas for vengeance. Caden succeeds in his mission and tells Isolde about Tristan's condition. She immediately agrees to go to him, but is unsure how to do so. After discussing the matter with Brain Game, the two decide to just sneak away from the court that night and return with Caden to Tristan's sickbed. The journey gets off to a solid start, but then the ship hits a storm and loses several days of travel. Once they are underway again, the wind dies down and they are unable to move. Isolde is in despair at the delay and prays Tristan will hold on just long enough for her to reach him. Tristan awaits the news of Caden's mission. The only thing keeping him alive at this point is the hope that Isolde will come to him. Because he cannot get out of bed, he asks Isolde of the White Hands multiple times each day to check the window to see if the ship has returned. He tells her simply that her brother has gone in search of a healer. Finally, the ship is within sight and Isolde reports the news to her husband. He asks about the color of the sails. Although the ship's sails are white, Isolde knows about the arrangement made between Tristan and Caden. The sail is black, she says. Tristan turns away and laments that his Isolde has refused to come to him. He declares he has no more desire to live with her without her love, and after saying her name several times, he dies. Meanwhile, the ship has reached land and Isolde rushes to Tristan's bedside, intent on healing him and being together with him at last. When she finds that he has died, she is struck by intense grief, but won't believe the news until she sees his body for herself. When Isolde comes upon his body, she throws herself on top of him, bewailing their fate and that they were unable to be together once more in life. Isolde's spirit leaves her body and joins with Tristan's, reuniting them in death. Musician Heather Dale wrote a song about Tristan and Isolde, and her lyrics are powerfully moving. In particular, I love this line. Karen says this. Who can say which venom took the soul from Tristan's body? I get chills every time I hear that line. But the ending of her song perfectly ends the story. Their spirits spiraled upwards, Ireland's briar and Cornwall's rose, and together at the last they lay entwined. The end. So sad. But what a cool yarn came out of that last bit of the story. So let's read back what she says here. Why did I choose this color combination? The story wouldn't let me do anything else. I love it. On the story postcard, I mentioned the song by Heather Dale that was running through my head and which was the inspiration for the name of this colorway. The final verse of the song was the one I kept hearing over and over. Side by side they laid them with the earth their separation. Even yet they were divided by the morals of the world, but their spirits spirals upwards, Ireland's briar and Cornwall's rose, and together at the last they lay entwined. I felt that if I were to choose just one color, I was dividing Tristan from Isolde, so I started thinking about 2 colors, the briar, black, and the rose, red, entwined. And that's how this color was born. Well, that was a cool ending to the color inspiration part of this story. So thank you for sharing that with us, Karen. I really liked that extra bit of information. And this, I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. And I'm going to need another skein of yarn to do it, but that's okay. It's going to be cool. And I know just what kind of buttons I want for it. Yes, 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 I'm excited. All right, so stay tuned for the pattern for my Cave of Lovers scarflet coming out soon, and then this one will be next, and then I'm going to have to go back to those stumpers that have left me unsure of what to do with them. Isolde, and last month's Grail, I kind of know what I want to do with it, but it's given me a little bit of trouble. And then the purple one, Pettigrew, I believe is how you say it. I'm gonna have to go back to that one as well. And I'm not done with Brain Gain either. That's still, I know exactly what I'm doing. It's just, it's a bigger project, so I'm gonna have to come back to that one later. But yeah, that's gonna be cool. So exciting, exciting. Can't believe this is the end, but definitely a fun adventure. Thank you so much for joining me and watching and hearing the story, and all of my misspoken names and whatnot, because I'm sure I butchered several of them, but it was fun anyway, and I really enjoyed this. Hopefully I will see you again soon with a compilation of all the projects that I did for this yarn club. I think I'm going to do that when I finally get them all finished. So that'll be fun. All right, I will see you another time. Bye.